Hey guys, today we're going to be breaking down the LF, Nappa, and Vegeta, and we do have a few surprises as well. We have a new WHIS, which seems to be a free-to-play character, and we do have a ZENKAI for Red Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We'll start with Nappa, and then we'll move over to the other character. But I think the ZENKAI and WHIS are coming out tomorrow, because remember, we are still technically a day early than the normal reset time, so I think Nappa is going to be today, obviously. And then tomorrow will be weekly reset, and I think that's when the WHIS and the Goku will get their ZENKAI. So let's see what we have with Nappa. Remember, we already took a look at Nappa. We already looked at the official website, which had his full kit posted there. It looks like he is a range type. I was actually kind of, wondering if he was going to be range type. I thought maybe defense type was possible as well. But they are going to go with range type, which makes sense because it looks at least initially that he is going to be more blast based, so that makes sense. We'll go ahead and just proc this here. All right, he does have significantly higher blast. That's pretty... I mean, offenses are pretty damn low on Nappa. We'll see what Vegeta looks like in a second, but remember, we got to subtract around 8,000 just to take into consideration both the title boost and the arts boost. So he's going to be low 240 strike and then low 250 blast, which, again, not great at all. Defenses are pretty solid. So for a revival character, actually, 180 to strike and 181-ish to blast. That's good. Like, he's around 180 to both defenses as a revival character. That's not bad at all. Let's just take a quick look at Vegeta's stats. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Vegeta has real stats. These are really good stats. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, wow, defenses. So he's going to be at over 190 to both defenses. That's good. For a character that has 2 lives, I mean, that's pretty good. He's going to be at around 260 strike. He's going to be mid 270 blasts, which is really good. So, stat-wise, actually, they don't seem that bad. Nappa just has low offenses. Holds a strike and a blast. Strike card that restores on health by 5%, and then a blast card that destroys a arts card. One good thing about this character is they are on a lot of teams. We have Saiyan Saga, of course, which actually is an okay team. Frieza Force, Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, and Powerful Opponent. Really, really good in terms of how many tags they have available. And then because they have access to all these different tags, that means they have access to really good bench characters. They have access to good ZENKAI abilities. They have access to really good equipment. So it really does matter, actually. Let's just take a look here. We know that Nappa's blue card is ranged. He has a pretty decent green card. I'm going to be interested to see how fast the gauge fills up. Based on the wording, it sounds like the gauge is going to fill up at around the same speed as Ultra Rose. But Nappa does have different ways of getting additional unique gauge charge rate. So the first one is going to be on the green card here. I think the main ability has one as well. Yeah, 50% own unique gauge charge rate for 10 counts. So something interesting about this is his main ability gives him a green card and increases his unique gauge charge rate, but then his green card also gives him unique gauge charge rates. So you can kind of stack those two effects on top of each other and maybe get like super highly filled up unique gauges really quickly with Nappa. One other thing to mention, again, I'm not going to go through the entire kit here. I'm just going to go through different highlights because I went through the entire thing yesterday in detail. I've seen a lot of people talking about this reduced damage received by 65% on Nappa and thinking it's like, oh my god, why didn't they give him 70? I would say that I would also want them to give him 70, but this is not a situation where I think this is like one of the major issues with this character. Like, if you're going to complain about low reduced damage received numbers, complain about Bulla having 60%. Nappa has 65%. He has 2 lives. He has 2 lives. He has really good ZENKAI abilities, really good equipment. He has a lot of disrupt. Like, this is not the character where we should be complaining about 65% reduced damage received instead of 70%, when there's there's other characters where we should be complaining about that for, which, again, Bulla. Bulla is the main culprit there. 60% on Bulla. What the hell is that? No clue. All right, anyway. So because he's a revival character, keep in mind that a lot of these buffs, all of these ones here, are going to carry over to the Vegeta side. We have 80% damage also, which will carry over. He does lock in Sun Family enemy battle members for 3 counts 3 times, which can be pretty effective. Now, I don't think it's going to be as good against Gohan as people are thinking it's going to be. Yes, he has type advantage over Gohan, but Gohan has, number one, a strike counter gauge, and number 2, he has endurance. So I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of instances where Nappa is going to straight up be able to kill Gohan with the lock-in because of the endurance. Unless you already get rid of the endurance first, then sure, I could see it, but Nappa doesn't really have any ways of nullifying endurance or, you know, endurance rising rush or anything like that. So it's going to be tough for Nappa to straight up lock in and kill Gohan, but it should still be an effective way to, like, maybe either, you know, get rid of his first life pretty quickly, or after you've already killed his first life to just, you know, quickly get rid of him. Vegeta, we can take a quick look here. So I actually at first glance, I thought Vegeta's green card was an AoE because it looks like one. The animation does, but it's actually just a stop time here. It's pretty good. I mean, he draws a card, 10% health, 50 ki, 20% damage inflicted. He gets cover null for 5 counts. And then if the unique gauge is at 25% or more, he consumes it, and then he draws a card, and he goes type neutral, actually. So if you're going up against, like, UI Goku or something, he'll be able to do type neutral damage against them. The one weakness that I think Vegeta has is his lack of cover null. This is the only place in his entire kit where he gets cover null on the green card for 5 counts. And then something else to mention as well is that Vegeta looks like a character that's really going to benefit off of doing long combos because he is stacking damage, cost reduction, and sustained damage cut penetration. But I'm not sure, like, this is the issue with, like, Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? Where they are also a character that is going to ramp up and snowball as they do more combos and longer combos and more arts cards and stuff like that. But it's just, this is not really an environment where it's conducive to those being viable strategies because of how many counters and cover changes and all the stuff that exist right now. So we'll see how well Vegeta's able to perform, but I'm a little bit concerned about that part of his kit. But overall, he seems like a really powerful character. The blue card does turn into a melee blue card, so that is important to note here. I think Nappa could be a really good tool, again, a really good tool against Gohan. But this is one tool that, you know, going from Nappa into Vegeta becomes a little bit less of an effective tool against Gohan. It's just the fact that the blue card goes from being long range to melee because Gohan can obviously counter it. So just something to note. All right, so there's Nappa and Vegeta. They are coming out in a few hours. Let's take a look at WHIS here. So this is a free-to-play character. So we've gotten WHIS as a free-to-play character. It's sort of not at all related to the Saiyan Saga celebration. We got the equipment for UI Sign Goku, not at all related to Saiyan Saga. And again, we're also getting a ZENKAI for Red Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So, you know, probably some kind of hint as to what anniversary will be. I think something God Key related, obviously. And then I would say something Buu Saga related, which would fall in line with what I said with Super Vegeta. So we'll see. All right, here's WHIS. He is a melee character. Yeah, for a free character, I guess I'll take like 250s. It's fine. Defenses are pretty decent for a free character, like 171, 2-ish. And then we have like mid 170s, sure. He has 2, was it seal cards? That's, you know, it could be relatively annoying. Okay. And then, of course, he's on God Key, and he has the God of Destruction Beerus Saga. So Battle of Gods. WHIS. Okay. Normal strike and a blast. The blue card is a melee blue card. No blast armor. Is that true? No blast armor? No, this is not. No, sorry. This is actually a range blue. Yeah, this is like the EX red WHIS's blue card. It's like a beam. Major damage upon activation, draws 2 cards. 30% special move damage. 40% chance to inflict enemy with paralyze on hit. Oh, great. The green card is a stop. This is a long green card. Stop time green card. Seals enemies' special move, ultimate, and awaken arts cards for 10 counts. Inflicts all enemies that should be downgraded plus 30% damage received for 10 counts. -1 to card draw. All enemies -1 arts card draw speed. That's really good. 15 counts. Activates twice. Plus $5 arts cost for 10 counts. Minus 50% to health restoration for 10 counts. And then plus 3 to sub counts. But that's an actual downgrade, so it doesn't actually affect them right away. It's a lot of debuffs. No key, no damage, no healing, no support. Main ability, draws a strike card, 50 key, no healing on main. Okay. Draws a strike card, 50 key, card draw speed by 1 level for 30 counts, -1 to own arts costs for 30 counts, and then cancels unattribute downgrades in normal conditions. 33% tag God Key, event exclusive, or purple strike attack and defense. Main ability, or a unique ability. Following effects occur to self when battle starts. 90% damage inflicted, 65% reduced damage received, card draw speed by 1 level, 20% health restoration, and then he's gradually healing himself forever. Applies following effects self when this character enters the battlefield, draws a strike arts card next, restores key by 30, 50% damage, 50%. That's okay, that's pretty decent. 50% damage and 50% key recovery. And he gets 30 key and he's drawing a card. Yeah, that's pretty solid for a free character. You can't really be upset about that. Applies following effects itself when enemy switches characters while this character's in the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card, 30 key, and 20% damage. Okay. I mean, I'm not really sure how often this guy's going to be forcing the opponent to switch, but he does get some significant buffs from that. Applies following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or a blast arts card. 5 key, 30%. Oh, 30%. 30% is a lot. Every time this character uses a strike or a blast arts card. 30%. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions, has an change cover for 3 counts. And then it resets. Oh, that's going to synergize really well with this. Right here. Applies the following effects to enemy when this character lands a strike arts hit. 30% chance to destroy all cards. 30% chance to reduce key by 100. 30% chance to inflict attribute downgrade plus 50% damage received for 15 timer counts. 30% chance to inflict heavy bleed. 30% chance to inflict strong poison. Okay. I think people are going to get deceived by this. I think you want to know what I think is the strongest ability on here is the 50%. You realize how ridiculous 50% damage received is? And the reason why is because it's stackable. It doesn't say it cannot be stacked. So you can actually stack multiple 50% damage received debuffs on the enemy. I don't really think the destroy all cards or reduce key by 100 is going to be that good. Well, it's going to synergize well with the green card, I guess. Because he does give minus card draw speed and he does give... Oh, he doesn't give key recovery down. He does get cost up, though. Okay, never mind. 100 key, reducing key by 100 is obviously not nothing. But I don't... If you're not pairing that up with key recovery down, I don't think it's going to be as impactful as people think it would be. The 50% damage received is going to be really, really, really strong. That is pretty insane to me. Following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below when hit by an enemy's arts attack while this character in the battlefield. Activates once, restores own health by 35%. 50% own key recovery, that's permanent. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus... Oh, there's the key recovery, but that's not really something you can control, right? Minus 100% to key recovery for 10 counts. Destroys all of your enemy's cards. I think he seems pretty good, actually. For a free character, that's not... You can't really be upset about this. The only thing he's missing is controllable health recovery, right? The only healing he has is this down here. Healing by 35% when he falls below half HP when he's hit by an arts attack. Like, that's not something you can really control. He doesn't heal on main. His green card doesn't heal. But in terms of his actual like damage output, I feel like it could actually be okay with this combined with this. We'll see. Seems interesting. All right, cool. There's the free-to-play WHIS. Let's go over to the red Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So normally I pull up the kit of the character prior to Zenkai to compare them with, but this guy is literally so old that I don't even think it's worth doing because he's gonna have nothing. Like he has nothing, right? I mean, look at this. It's not worth looking at. All right, let's see what this guy's doing. That's a lot of blast attack. So I mean, we got to subtract 13k. So he's gonna be at high 280s blast. Sure. Majin Buu Saga, Saiyan, Sun Family, and then of course Super Saiyan 3. Normal strike and a blast. Blue card is Super Kamehameha, massive damage, 30% special move damage for 15 counts. And then on hit, he's destroying all green cards. And he's canceling attribute upgrades and buff effects. There's no limit on that. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take that. This is still okay. It's a lot of stuff. This is a stop time green card as well. Restores on health by 10% and ki by 50. 30% to the next blast arts damage inflicted. 30% to special move damage inflicted for 20 counts. Also applies the following effect self if 90 counts have elapsed from battle start. Draws a blue card. 50% to the next blue card damage. And 20% to the next special move damage inflicted. Oh, he's getting permanent 50% special move damage. Okay. So, actually, that's a pretty damn good green card, actually, because look. 30% special move damage at the top. 50%. So he's getting 100. He's literally getting 100% special move damage. And he's drawing a blue card, and he's getting enough ki to use it. And he's getting blast damage. That's a really good green. Okay, sure. Main ability restores health by 20% and ki by 50. 30% to the next strike arts damage. 30% to the next blast arts damage. Modifies own arts cost for 15 counts. Cancels own attribute downgrades. Applies the following effects to self. 10% damage inflicted for 10 counts upon landing a strike arts. And the same thing with blast. Yeah, he had something similar to that before ZENKAI. The thing about this is it only takes 5 counts to activate this, so you can activate it like right away if you wanted to, but the fact that it's healing now probably means you don't want to do that right away, but whatever. His Z ability is really bad. I remember this. Yeah, he only buffs red. So bad. So because his Z ability is so bad, I'm actually kind of wondering, is he going to buff red Saiyans? Or is it going to be... So there's 3 options, Saiyan, Sun Family, or Buu Saga. Because his Z ability is so bad, I'm just going to assume it's going to be Saiyans. It is Saiyan, yeah, okay. That's a pretty... Even though he's only buffing red with his Z ability, that's like not a bad ZENKAI ability. If you run like a double red setup. Alright, unique ability. 80% damage, 50% reduced damage received. It's a little low. Typically with ZENKAIs, we still see 60% there, but 50, we'll see. 40% ki recovery, applies the following effects self from battle start. 30% damage inflicted, 30% to ki recovery card draw speed, 20% critical rate, 20% critical damage. Critical damage. Okay. 30% of damage inflicted by allied tags Saiyan or Buu Saga from battle start until this character is defeated. He's supporting, which is going to affect himself as well. So he's basically starting with 140% damage inflicted there. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. -5 to strike and blast arts cost, 15 counts. Card draw speed. So he's getting double card draw speed? Huh. He's getting cover null for 10 counts. If you get a combo started with this guy early on, you pop the main ability. He's getting the cost reduction. He's stacking damage. Double card draw speed. More cost reduction. Yeah, he actually seems pretty good so far. Applies the following effects self when the enemy switches characters with characters in the battlefield. Draws a card. 5% healing, 30 ki, 20% damage. Shortens sub count by 2. Yeah, I like this so far. He seems like a glass cannon, but that's fine, I think. When changing cover, plus 20 to all arts cost. And he kills a card. Applies the following effects to all enemies every time when hit with an enemy strike or blast arts attack while this character's in the battlefield. Minus 15% to strike and blast arts power for 5 counts. Activates once. Activation count resets. And then inflicts attribute downgrade plus 5 to strike and blast arts cost for 5 counts, which is stacking. On top of the fact that he does this. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of remaining enemy battle members when this character enters the battlefield. 3 battle members, he gets more damage. 45% of blast damage inflicted for 15 counts and restores ki by 30. Okay. And then when this character is defeated, he has death buffs. Restores health by 10%, 25% damage inflicted, and 30%. He kind of reminds me of like Yamcha a little bit, like a worse version of Yamcha. So let's just count his damage here. Assuming the opponent has a full team alive, he's 45% blast. 45% blast, that's 30 there, that's 75, that's 30 there, that's 105. He's got like 185 plus if the enemy's switching, he's getting like 200 with double card draw speed, cost reduction, and key. Like, yeah, he seems pretty good for a Zenkai. Zenkai ability being Red Saiyan is pretty good. Obviously his Z ability is pretty bad though, it's only red. But I'll take this. He actually, I'm gonna be curious to see how well he does actually. Not bad. Okay, I think there should be some equipment as well we could check out. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Equipment archive. All right, I think I did see a decent amount of equipment. Okay, so this is the new co-op equip. We're getting a new co-op season. So this is Vegeta Clan or Frieza Force. 10% to health restoration, 35% to base blast attack, and then 15% to pure strike and blast defense when Vegeta Clan and powerful opponent is a battle member. Okay, obviously geared towards Vegeta and Nappa. Pure defense is pretty good. Blast attack being 35%, it's pretty high. Sure, not bad. That's pretty specific though, because like powerful opponent Vegeta Clan is like pretty much what, grade 8 Vegeta and then the new Nappa Vegeta essentially, because Majin Vegeta's not on there. We have this, which I guess is going to be the new free-to-play equip for WHIS, which is the same as all the other free-to-play equipment, so nothing to really talk about here. Yeah, event exclusive in Beerus Saga. Okay. And anything else? Is that it? It looks like that's it. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, again, I don't think the WHIS and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Zenkai are going to be coming out until tomorrow, so we have about a day before those release. But until then, we do have the Vegeta and Nappa dropping today in a few hours. Let me know down below what you guys think of all the new stuff we talked about. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.